Picture this. One week, you're uncorking $5,000 magnums on a Biscayne Bay rooftop. The next, you're wearing County Orange, while federal agents log every bottle of baby oil and mystery pill in your mansion. Sean Diddy Combs' plunge from party king to prime defendant was dramatic enough, but nothing rattled Hollywood harder than the receipts pointing past him, straight toward Oprah Winfrey. The woman who built an empire on empathy, book clubs, and televised hugs suddenly finds her name scrawled in the margins of a trafficking and blackmail probe. And the industry whispered dialing that revelation up to a roar? Denzel Washington. For decades, Diddy and Oprah appeared to operate in different galaxies. He sold excess. She sold enlightenment. Yet they kept orbiting the same elite events: BET galas, Cannes yachts, Met Gala after-parties, posing for photos that screamed Black excellence. Behind camera flashes, insiders say Oprah's endorsement swung doors open for Diddy, padding his Rolodex with bankers, politicians, and philanthropy circles that rarely mix with rap moguls. That endorsement, the quiet nod from America's trustiest talk show host, mattered more to investors than billboard plaques ever could. March 2024 shattered the illusion. Homeland Security raided Diddy's homes coast to coast, and agents reported confiscating hard drives holding footage so vile that seasoned officers requested trauma counselors. Search warrants referenced trafficking, extortion, and hush money pipelines for underage victims. Suddenly, every handshake and photo op became evidence. With subpoenas piling up, prosecutors mapped Diddy's support network: lawyers, fixers, and, according to leaked discovery memos, high-value media allies. One leak lists a 2019 content strategy brunch at Oprah's Montecito estate. 6 guests, private chef menu, no press allowed. Whispers about Oprah's selective advocacy aren't new. Monique remembers confiding her childhood trauma to Oprah, only to discover she'd booked the very brother who harmed her for a surprise on-air reunion. Ludacris recalls having his defenses against lyric critics sliced out of a 2005 broadcast, leaving him to look speechless while ratings climbed. Taraji P. Henson nearly quit the Oprah-produced Color Purple remake after discovering her salary wouldn't cover her glam squad's plane tickets. Each story sketches the same silhouette: public praise, private penny pinching, and silence when challenged. Then there's the Harvey Weinstein connection. Red carpet photos show Oprah hugging the producer long after rumors of his assaults had flooded backlot trailers. Survivors later said Hollywood's A-list knew but stayed mum to protect deals. Singer Seal torched Instagram with a meme accusing her of complicity. Days later, he faced a sudden, quickly dropped battery allegation. Comedian Cat Williams called it a Hollywood warning shot. Critics note Oprah championed leaving Neverland, passing judgment on Michael Jackson posthumously, yet never produced a primetime expose on Weinstein, despite years of first-hand access to victims. The John of God debacle deepens the doubts. Oprah's cameras once introduced millions to the Brazilian faith healer. Years later, he was convicted of running an industrial-scale trafficking ring. After the guilty verdict, Oprah's website scrubs nearly every reference to him without a single televised apology. Even her South African Girls Academy, one of her proudest philanthropic trophies, suffered abuse scandals that received minimal airtime on her own network. Against that backdrop, former bodyguard Gene Deal claims Diddy bragged about rolling with Oprah, Epstein, Weinstein money. Deal insists the mogul felt untouchable because his allies controlled cameras and conversations. Prosecutors now want travel logs, phone metadata, wire transfer trails, and NDAs stretching back a decade. If Oprah's foundation funded charity galas that doubled as recruitment funnels, or if her media team massaged negative press after payouts, those entries will surface in discovery. Enter Denzel Washington, Hollywood's moral metronome. Crew members who've worked both Oprah and Denzel sets describe him quietly warning younger actors to vet who sponsors their gala invitations. One production assistant recalls Denzel asking, "If someone foots the bill for silence, whose voice gets stolen?" Sources say the Diddy raid pushed him from silent skepticism to private activism, encouraging peers to demand accountability, even when it threatens iconic brands. As these testimonies swirl, a troubling can camouflage complicity. Yet a deeper consequence looms. the collapse of the halo economy that lets billion-dollar personalities launder reputations through philanthropy, photo ops, and inspirational sound bites. If Oprah's aura dims, every celebrity charity brunch, every empowerment summit will face sharper scrutiny. Corporate sponsors, already jittery after Balenciaga's PR implosion, may flee at the first hint of controversy, starving the influence machine of its lifeblood, money and myth. Meanwhile, Diddy sits in a Miami detention cell where the air conditioning clangs louder than any club subwoofer. Guards report he spends nights mapping escape routes across the ceiling tiles, muttering about lost hard drives and loyalty bought on credit. In Montecito, crisis consultants camp in Oprah's guest house, drafting statements that somehow say everything and nothing at once. And in a quiet study, lined with scripts and chess trophies, Denzel Washington reviews court filings by lamplight, convinced that if accountability finally pierces Hollywood's velvet curtain, it will arrive not with a red carpet flourish, but with the slow, relentless rhythm of truth. Diddy's downfall cracked the vault door. What spills out next could rearrange the hierarchy of celebrity trust. Oprah might emerge cleared, scarred but standing, a cautionary tale about careless alliances. Or she could become the latest icon toppled by receipts she assumed would never see daylight. Either way, Hollywood's velvet firewall is scorching, and silence is no longer a bulletproof strategy. Because the court of public opinion now refreshes every millisecond, reputations can collapse faster than prosecutors can draft indictments. One unsealed exhibit, one leaked audio snippet, and the internet's hive mind will stitch together a timeline that no PR team can outrun. Reddit sleuths are already combing flight manifests, comparing foundation grant dates with Diddy's yacht itineraries. TikTok creators are live-stream fact-checking Oprah's inspirational monologues against archived tax filings. The same platforms that once turned "you get a car" into a global meme can turn "you hid the tapes" into a career-ending refrain. Studios see the tsunami forming. Streaming giants are quietly freezing development deals that once seemed untouchable, factoring moral hazard clauses into contracts with any A-lister connected to the expanding probe. A new breed of investor, the ESG watchdog who values transparency as much as profit, wants receipts before wiring seven-figure checks. Even Hollywood's old guard publicists admit, off the record, that crisis playbooks written in the Weinstein era feel prehistoric. Today, a single whistleblower armed with Dropbox and a Twitter thread can demolish a legend before sunrise. And somewhere beyond the Klieg lights, survivors who spent years muffled by NDAs and power differentials are sensing a wind shift. If Denzel's quiet rebellion inspires more heavyweight allies to break rank, testimonies once dismissed as rumors could become the cornerstone of a sweeping RICO narrative. In that scenario, Oprah's predicament is no longer a solitary fall from grace story. It's a pivot point for an industry being forced, at last, to choose between curated inspiration and unvarnished accountability. The credits haven't rolled yet, but the music has changed. Every unanswered question, every wire transfer without a clear purpose, every gala photo with a now indicted guest, ticks like a metronome in the background. Hollywood can keep dancing, but eventually, the spotlight swings to whoever's still on the floor. And when it does, the only commodity that will matter is the one too many titans once treated as expendable: the unedited truth.